Welcome to Beauty Business Matters. I'm your host, Susan Routledge, and I am here with two of my favourite people, Sarah Hashim and Natalie Merola, who are both from the hair and beauty charity. And I was absolutely over the moon when I got asked to be part of the committee. And at that point, I didn't know what the charity did. And we're going to talk about that very early on, because I think a lot of people don't realise that the charity is there to benefit individuals who are going through hardship. And it's not when your business is in a pickle. It's for when an individual needs and has been in our industry for a long time. Can you just explain exactly what the charity does, please?
Okay, so we help professionally trained industry people, so hairdressers, barbers, beauticians. We help them when they come to us in financial crisis. So we provide financial help, but also, you know, we're a friendly ear, Sarah and I. It is just Sarah and I in the office. We listen. We're happy to listen and talk through things. We can help signpost people to other support networks if perhaps it's not our help that we can give. We're often, signposting people to others.
So when you say financial crisis, it's not that business has got into trouble.
No.
This is where, and just obviously from some of the cases that the heartbreak in some of the cases, but it's normally when someone, like we've had cases of domestic abuse, homelessness, when someone's going through like an illness. And so it's really when someone has been in our industry and then for no fault of their own can't work.
Absolutely, yeah.
And have got no other support network around them quite often. And what I was amazed when I started working with you guys is the amount of help that you give to children as well. So it's not just that individual, but it's the children, to make them feel as normal as possible when things are going through. So do you want to just touch on, I know we can't talk about individual cases, but do you want to just touch on what kind of things that you are dealing with on a daily basis? I mean, I know obviously we went through that really hard time when everyone was closed down, but there's so many things that are just naturally occurring in people's lives.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? And the work you guys do is off the scale. So can you just give some examples just so that everyone knows how you can help and what the help is?
It's probably best.
Yeah, so I cover that one. So I take the phone calls and the applications. It could be something minor, such as they maybe sprained their wrist, they can't work for a month. It could be something where they've got breast cancer, for example, and they're having chemotherapy for a year. So we support that person while they can't work, typically. They might be struggling to pay rent, pay their bills, buy their food shopping, provide food for their families. So it could be we help them with a one-off payment while they're not working. It could be they get payments every 3 months. So we typically help maybe a 3-month payment or a 6-month or a 12-month throughout the year. Each payment we give is designed to provide basic cover for 3 months of living.
Yeah.
And then we also help children with pocket money. So children get pocket money every month while their parents are on with us.
Yeah.
We also help out with school holiday costs while they're off 6 weeks holidays, and also uniform costs. They get a gift card for their birthdays and for Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you do sort of forget that it's a wider thing than just that individual, isn't it? And it does impact on in particular with children.
The children suffer, and we try and help. Whilst the parents perhaps can't provide what they would like to provide for their children while they can't work, we like to try and help. Whether it's, they might use it for a football club, they might treat themselves, they might buy a game or a book or a toy, something. So that money is designed to help them while the parent perhaps can't provide what they want to provide.
Am I right in thinking, has the charity been going, how long has it been going, 150 years, or have I made that up?
It's going to be our 190th anniversary next year. Yeah. So it was, the organisation was founded in 1836. So next year will be 190 years. Obviously, it's changed names and format over the year. I think it started as the Hairdressers, Orphans and Widows Association all those years ago. But yes, it's the core principles are the same, that we've always helped people within the industry that are struggling sort of financially.
Yeah, because the thing is that, your health is so important, isn't it, for your mental well-being and everything in our industry for what you do. We also have some great patrons and everything around. So how do you get the money for the charity kind of thing?
So we are incredibly lucky to have a raft of corporate sponsors who annually sponsor us with an amount financially. We've got sponsorship packages starting from £2,500 to £20,000. And so that's the corporate sponsorship element. Those corporate sponsors also help us by providing end-of-line stock or, obsolete stock or last year's Christmas gift sets, things like that. And what we then do with those is find the best way to fundraise with them, perhaps at exhibitions where we sell them a discounted amount, and the funds that we raise there through events like that and the events that we have internally are how we sort of keep going.
Yeah. And as well, the awards and everything, you're always there.
The annual raffle,
the annual raffle
is a huge fundraiser for us.
Yeah, I just love when at the shows and things, when everyone's setting up and when I've been there doing the beauty roundup and things, I always look to find you guys, and you could normally just see you from nose up over,
buried in boxes.
In boxes.
Well,
and then how you transform that into an absolutely fabulous stands beyond me.
Well, that has been a really huge way of fundraising for us over the last few years. The more that we've sort of put out to our sponsors and the industry as a whole that's what we're going to try and do, the more generous people have been, and they donate these things to us for us to then sell, and every penny that we raise goes to help the beneficiaries of the charity.
I just absolutely love it. And I mean, I've had the pleasure of helping fundraise as well. We've just had an event where we had they had tickets, and some of the sponsors helped as well. So I think it just it's heartwarming as well when everyone comes together to support, because it could be any of us that need that support at some point.
Yeah, nobody knows what's around the corner, do they?
Yeah.
Your event that you had hosted this week and pledged your ticket sales and sponsorship to us, just incredible. Thank you so much for that. It's made a huge difference.
Yeah, it's but and as well, I know you do. There's golf days and all sorts of different things. So just in case someone hasn't been onto the website, go on to the Hair and Beauty Charity website, because there's all sorts of different events that you can get involved with as well. I don't know whether the cycle ride, is that going ahead?
The cycle ride was postponed for us this year, but hopefully maybe next year. We've got a golf day, we've got a summer drinks party. I think we're doing Valentine's party as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
And looking potentially to reinstate our annual ball, which we haven't done for a few years now, but we're perhaps doing that in 2027. Yes. So the golf day we're trying to incorporate more use of the spa facilities at these resorts that we go to now, so that we can be more inclusive for everybody rather than just the people that play golf.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot going on this year, and it's at Carden Park in Cheshire.
Amazing. It's beautiful there as well.
It is gorgeous.
So both of you had to say I'd seen you at the shows and things, and how you always smile and beyond me. But how did you both get into this? And because it's just you two running the charity, isn't it? As in, like in the office, day in, day out kind of thing.
Yes.
So who was first?
Okay, so I've been with the charity since 2017.
Yeah.
And I started, there's always been traditionally two roles, the charity manager and the beneficiaries executive, who takes care of all the beneficiaries and the application process. We've then got a committee that's formed of industry people such as yourself that have been invited to join the committee, our corporate sponsorship, they're invited to join the committee. And so Sarah and I work in the background all month, and then we meet once a month where we discuss the cases that have come in that month. And so it's as democratic as it could be. You know, we discuss the best ways that we're able to help or to offer help, or what sort of help, identify what sort of help's needed. And sometimes that might not necessarily be financial. It might be somebody that's lost their confidence after, you know, being ill, and they just need some encouragement. And
that's very common, actually. I have lots of phone calls from people who haven't perhaps worked for years for mental health problems, or we've had quite a few domestic abuse cases recently, and they've just lost their confidence, lost the belief in themselves, and they just want someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And get the confidence back. And in fact, we had a lady recently who hadn't worked for a couple of years, was desperate to get back into barbering. We sent her out a kit from the office, clippers, combs, hairdryer, whatever else she needed. Did the course, she's passed it. And she's now back doing what she wants to do.
Amazing.
And sometimes having that conversation and saying, you've got this, we're here, we can help you.
Yeah.
You can do it, we're behind you. And
because I think as well, sometimes it's somebody that, I mean, I know even this from just like, you know, the Beauty Directors Club. Even when you're in the industry, you've got your friends and your family around you quite often, and sometimes not in the cases of some of our cases with the charity. But they don't understand the same way as someone who understands the industry. And it's having that independent person to speak to, isn't it? And just have someone to lend an ear to kind of thing, isn't it?
And you know, the committee, we're very lucky to have a really broad representation of some very influential people and people that have been in the industry for many, many years. And so often somebody will offer a mentoring session to somebody just for a chat, just to try and get them back online and just try and get them back out there and give them a little boost so that they, you know, just some ideas for the future, just how to get back into it. So we're lucky enough to be able to offer that as and when people might need that, rather than the financial support.
Yeah. So we touched on how you started then, Natalie. How did you start? And Sarah?
So I've joined in 2022.
Yeah.
So like Natalie said, she's been in the charity for 8 years. The lady that was doing her job left. Natalie got promoted. A position became available for her job. We've been best friends for 20 years anyway. So
I didn't know this until today.
So Natalie approached me.
People do. But the thing is, that is why the two of you just gel together so well.
So Natalie had promotion, so her position became available, and we had a discussion and said, look, this has become available, would you be interested? And I said, absolutely. And
what were you doing before that then?
So I was working in training and development.
Yeah.
So my background is kind of like training, HR, PA kind of background. And then
I've always referred to Sarah since we met on the playground when our boys were 2.5 years old. I've always referred to her as my life coach. So if I've ever got a problem, if I've ever got issues, you know, she's the person that I talk to. And so when I'd done the job for 5 years, but it was time to move on and step up. And I knew that she was the best person for it because she's done that for me for the last 20 years. And I knew that she was the right person for that job. So, never be afraid to reach out and ask for some help from us, because we're both mums, we're both friendly, you know, we're more than happy to listen to anyone.
You're both amazing, absolutely amazing. So I thought it was quite funny was when we were having a coffee, you were saying that you're the one who brings the money in and you're the one who spends it, Sarah.
Well,
that's
the plan.
That's just, it's so good. So are you both in the office every day then?
Pretty much, Monday to Friday. We tend to work in the office in the mornings till 1, and then go home for lunch, and then carry on in the afternoon at home. But you know, we live minutes away from the office, so we can be there.
So what does a typical day in the office look like? Is it never the same?
It can vary. When we've got shows coming up, we have stock coming in every few days. It comes in pallets, so we tend to be moving boxes, carrying things about, trolleys up and down.
Muscles on your muscles.
We have. So a few times a year we have stock delivery, so it's unpacking, pricing things up, working out what we can sell for what money, and
so we play shops really at that sort of time of year in the run up to the events, and it's just every day is different, isn't it? I think that's why
we spend time discussing applications and who we can help and how we can help.
So the stock that you get in, so for someone to purchase that, does it have to be at one of the trade shows? Is that how someone can come along? And because you get the most amazing things,
we're very lucky.
We are very lucky.
From a electrical, like the most. You gave some things for the prize draw that we had at the Beauty Roundup, and that was a GHD beautiful hair dryer, like limited edition, and a curling one.
GHD are our sponsors, and they're incredibly generous.
Yeah. But then there's all sorts of other things, down to nail polish, all sorts of things you get, don't you?
Yeah, but it's so varied that it's not. We're very unlikely to have the same item again in 6 months' time. So it's a one-off donation of whatever's potentially surplus to them at that time. And so in terms of, at the moment, it is just at the exhibitions. So we don't necessarily sell it online through our shop, through our shop on the website, because it changes. It's so variable, and because it is just the two of us, and it's already, you know, a pretty full-on job that we've got, we wouldn't have time to upload images and write descriptions and post things out and then respond to queries. We haven't got that infrastructure in place at the charity to do that. So it is exhibitions at the moment. But, you know, if you'd seen us at a show recently, we've had a couple of those recently, haven't we? And they got in touch after the show, for example, Salon International. And they said, I don't suppose you've got any more of them. Well, actually, we did have on that occasion. They already know what they were. They'd bought them at the show, and could they potentially have some more? We've done a couple of sales like that, where that's...
Well, that's actually how our very first got in touch, because like you had some great, there was a foot balm and foot scrub. And I bought some at the show, and I just thought, these are so good, and the quality was so brilliant. And then I got in contact to see whether or not I could buy some more. So I did exactly the same thing. And if it hadn't been for that, we might not have been sitting here now.
Yeah, that was how we met, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, and it's like, so that would normally, someone wouldn't normally think of doing that afterwards, but if they buy something, then it's always worth getting in touch to see if there is
especially
anything else.
If it's recent, you know, especially it's after the show that we've just been at in the weeks after that, then we are likely to still have some things left over, although the GHDs always tend to go at the show.
Yeah. But the thing is, you never stop at the shows either, do you? And it's great that you do have volunteers helping as well.
The shows are full on, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's just in some of the things that you're not left with a lot, though, are you? Normally, when you're at the shows,
no, not really.
Not normally,
the electricals all tend to go. We might have product left at the end, but yes, we've got L'Oreal are our platinum sponsors, and they help us every single year at the exhibitions with staff every day. And we've just we do get through quite a lot of stock, yes, at these shows.
But it's just it's so lovely. It's like being a kid in a sweet shop, isn't it? When you're there, I'm just like, I want one of them and I want one of them.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things is the raffle, and that's annual, isn't it?
Yes.
So someone can they buy tickets for that online?
Yes.
So someone could go, because just want to run through some of the prizes for that, because they are out of this world as well, aren't they? You have some really great.
So it runs throughout the year, so that we've got a good few months to sell the tickets for it. That you can buy them on the shop on the website. Again, at the events that we attend, sometimes we're allowed to sell them there. There's QR codes on, which would take you straight to the shop on the website. But the prizes, the first prize is £1,000 cash, which is transferred, as soon as we receive your bank details on draw day.
Yeah.
Then we've got 3 £500 Selfridges vouchers.
Amazing.
We've got weekends in the Cotswolds.
Yeah.
We've got lots of high-end electricals. Yeah, we've got some great prizes every year.
Yeah, it blows my mind that the things that you get donated are just. But again, that's just testament to you guys, and also to the great work that the charity's doing every day. So what's next plans for the charity? Is it just more of the same, or you can?
Well, we're obviously in the run up to Christmas now, which is a huge stress for people when they're going through hard times. Yeah. So at this time of year, we provide supermarket vouchers, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Individuals, families, and we also provide a Christmas Amazon voucher. So the single person's supermarket voucher is £50. The family voucher is £150. And then we give the children that we support all £50 to spend at Amazon. So it's a big expensive time of year, but just to sort of take that stress off families, and where we're going to find the money to do that, and where we're going to find the money to have a proper Christmas day.
Yeah,
it's
because
such
again,
a huge stress.
It's like it's
a big
the
expense.
Children as well, isn't it? Kind of thing that it's making it special for. And as normal as possible.
That's the word.
As normal as possible.
Just so that they don't feel like they're, going without, or they're, less deserving than their friends.
So how, obviously we've touched on, the thing of what the charity does. How does someone get in touch? Do they go onto the website? Is there a form to download, or how does someone get into, or do they just pick the phone up? What's the process?
So typically they get referred by maybe the council, maybe turn to us, who tend to forward people onto us. It might be they've Googled help for hairdressers, for example, maybe, or help for someone in the beauty industry, and then they quite often phone up. That's the initial inquiry, maybe over the phone, or they can apply on the website.
When you say the council, so that's like their local authority?
They might often phone up and say, I can't pay my rent, or I'm struggling, and the council often ask questions, and they then often turn them to us from there.
And someone, obviously, because there'll be a lot of people listening who might not be directly in the industry as well, so really pass on your details to someone who they know of, who could be struggling as well. And then from there, does it become a written process, or is it just purely how?
So applications received are reviewed by myself. Firstly, it's all anonymous, so no one gets to see anything apart from me. And then when we present the case at the meeting, again, you're given a case number, so no one knows your private information apart from myself. And then the case will get discussed at the meeting. We'll explain the situation, the circumstances, and why they're applying for help. And then the meeting then is used to discuss if we could help that person, and if so, how we can help.
Yeah.
And then if it's agreed to help, which typically most people are, they would get help the following day. It's immediate. There's no delay at all.
So I know the meetings are monthly.
Yes, they are.
So how fast can someone get help?
So someone can apply, say, for example, the meeting is on the 10th of December, for argument's sake. As long as it's with me, maybe by the 4th or the 5th, and I've got time to review it all and ask any questions, then it's pretty quick.
And if it is a yes, that we can help, how fast does help come?
The next day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is...
Yeah, it's instant.
So
the next day
good.
Payments are made,
If not that afternoon, when some cases...
sometimes I come home from the meeting, and if someone's desperate for some help or something's happened, then I make the payment that day, but typically the next day.
That is absolutely awesome. Wow.
And the help can be, like we said earlier, it can be a one-off payment, it can be regular payments, it can be... So yesterday I was making a payment for a lady who had fled violence, had left with nothing apart from what she's wearing and a bag of makeup, and we've helped her kit her out in a new flat with wash machine, a bed for her daughter, kettle. She hadn't got anything: toaster, kettle, towels, bedding. Yeah. So she's now moving in tomorrow, thanks to what we've got to give her.
And without the charity, what would have happened there?
She's homeless. She was homeless. Yeah.
Wow. You know, this is why it's so important for the fundraising and as well for appeal to everyone to help. But yeah, I mean, I think this has been such a great insight into what the charity does, because see, I sent a newsletter out the other day when we were doing the lead up to the Beauty Roundup event that we did in Manchester, and I'd just put in about what the charity did, and straight away I rang you, Natalie, didn't I? Because straight away there was people contacting us who, I think it's getting the word out of exactly what the charity does, and and I'm so proud that in some way helped as well. But
I think we're the best kept industry secret. Not through anyone's fault, but we just don't seem we need to reach beauticians in salons, in towns, in everywhere throughout the UK. That's who we help. That's who we can help.
I think as well, though, in the past, because I know when Sarah Schumacher and I have come on board, it's sort of highlighted the beauty industry a little bit more. Yeah. But I think a lot of, in general, as well, thought it was just for the hair industry, and it's not. It's like it's beauty industry, barbering, the hair industry, all of us together kind of thing, isn't it?
It's about a 50-50 split these days, isn't it?
Yeah, we said earlier, typically when I first joined, it was predominantly hairdressers. Yeah. But now it's literally half and half, 50 beauticians and 50% hairdressers.
Yeah. But,
But even when people apply and I make the phone call back, which I love doing, we have the meetings and we present the cases, and I can't wait the next morning to make the phone calls because I know what it means to people.
Yeah.
And most people, in fact, nearly all of them, you make the phone call and I say, well, just have the meeting, just give you an update with, the outcome. And you explain what's happened and how we can help. And they all burst into tears. Oh. All of them cried on the phone. Out of relief.
Made us all goosebumps.
Yeah, out of relief because they're so desperate.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a relief, isn't it, to know that there is some help there.
And they're all very surprised at the help they get as well, I think. I think they might say, I thought I might get £100. But when they see what we've given them and the children's pocket money and the Christmas vouchers and the holiday money and the uniform help, and they're blown away by what we give them.
They're all things that many of us are lucky enough to take for granted. You know, that we're going to be able to buy our child's school uniform. But what about people that, you know, can't work, or single parents that might not be working through ill health, that have got 3 children? That's a huge expense. A huge expense. So
but it's just something you don't ever budget for, though, do
no,
you?
No,
you just like you always think
you just
you're
deal
going to
with
be healthy.
it when it
you
arrives.
think everything's going to go well in your life. And it's when that curveball gets thrown in, and you just haven't got time as well mentally to process what's happening.
So the application process, you can apply online, the form's online, you can save it and go back to it. It's a long form, but don't be put off by that. It's just us, Sarah and I, trying to gather everything we need so that we can then present it to the committee. And there's eligibility criteria on the front page of the application form, so that you know so it gives you an idea of what we're looking at. You have to be trained in the industry at a college with an MVQ or a City and Guilds type qualification. You have to have worked for a number of years. You can't have access to savings of over certain amounts. But this allows us to identify those in the most desperate need, so that they get the help that they need. And it can be the difference between, you know, we've had a single guy who has custody of his son a little bit later on in life than most of us would, and he couldn't afford the electric. It was a toss up between, you know, whether they were going to have beans on toast that night, or whether the electric was, you know, the heating was going to go on for an hour. It is economies of scale. It makes a huge difference to people when they are really desperate. I would encourage anyone to reach out to us.
It is like you said earlier, we take so much for granted, don't you? You know, like you just expect that you're going to be able to have the electric on for always, and you know, when that it becomes a choice,
and it's the children that suffer.
It is.
You know, we're both parents, so hearing on the phone that the kids are embarrassed to go to school because they've got shoes that fit properly, or the trousers are too short, or
and at that age, like,
they're embarrassed to have friends around because they've got no carpet or no beds. You know, that's heartbreaking.
It is.
Wow. Well, I hope that, you know, getting the word out here it in some way helps for the long term as well, because, you know, what you guys are doing and what the charity is doing is, like I say, awesome. So I can't thank you enough for coming in and highlighting everything, and, you know, and just congratulations on, and, you know, I know you're both so humble, but you are so great at what you do and representing the charity, and just, you know, we have like serious meetings, but as well we also have fun and fun fundraising and everything. So amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.